Hey, today we are going to take a close look at the Marksman 1018. On Pyramid Air, they call it the Beeman 1018. Marksman and Beeman are both divisions of SR Industries. I want to give the Marksman designers a gold medal for redesigning this. This is engineering that's decades old, but they put it in a beautiful new package. So it's quite sexy, and it is a great gun. It feels good to hold. It just did a great job aesthetically and how it feels in your hand. So I had to have it. We're going to talk about what you need to know. Most of the videos on the Marksman pistols are negative. This is going to be a positive review, and I worked very hard to get that accuracy out of this. I did get accuracy. So let's talk about this. Okay, one of the things I saw right out of the package was an odd duck trigger, little odd, and then really stiff mechanical parts, stiff slide right here, and I can see why that would upset people. And so now Marksman says to use Slick 50. It's the first time I heard that recommended for an air gun. They say to use Slick 50 every 300 shots. Okay, well, I went ahead and substituted FP10. You can use something like a 30 weight non-detergent. You can use that, but FP10, I have it. The guys at the gun shop convinced me it's the real deal. I use it on a few little springers, including my 340 on some spots, like the trigger. So I went with that, and I'm going to use it in the future. Initially, I hosed down. Okay, so let's go over this. I soaked the trigger right here and let it sit for a minute, and then here. And then I got all of the moving parts, starting with this latch right here, or the slide release on this model. Okay, so I just did this over and over again, over and over. Okay, over and over. And that's one of the things I did. And then, obviously, one of the things that people would really get upset with this design is it was really stiff, like to most people, maybe even considered jammed when you extend it, like what I'm about to show you here. So when you extend it, what happened is it was really stiff. So I want to make clear that I got FP10 on every single metal part, every contacting point, everything that's moving around in there. I like that slit, gives you easy access to the main spring compared to a Red Ryder. Also, I found it very important to get FP10 on that rod there that someone calls spring guide. Okay, there towards this area right here. So right there, and then definitely on the bottom, and that started making a big difference. And there is going to be a break-in period for this. Now, as far as some other videos that are negative on this design, not on the 1018, I love it, but what I'm going to show you is that you can shoot this quickly and smoothly. And we'll talk about other things, how to hold the gun so you can get that accuracy. But let's go ahead and see how fast I can shoot it compared to some of the other videos that were kind of slow and clumsy. So, all right, we'll get to the loading system in this also. Okay, so you can just aim it down once you charge it and push it in, and then go ahead and shoot. Make sure to tip it up because it loads a BB into there when you do that. So okay, that's fast enough. Not quite as fast as my Daisy 340. It's a little maybe a second behind or two, but I like it. And now I want to make it clear, what you saw there, all that smooth operation, was after a break-in period, probably the first 50 shots. It was rough, and I was really having to work that. I give a lot of credit to the FP10, so I want to thank Shooter's Choice for that. They made this, what you see there, they made that for real handguns that look like this, but it works here too. So, okay, so that, once I got through the first few shots, let me explain. You literally take the box that came in and maybe set it a foot away, put some magazines of paper in there, and you shoot that for a few dozen shots. And then you go up to a yard. And by the time I did get outside later on, I was getting 3-yard accuracy, which may sound crazy to people that don't know, but I've seen videos where they're shooting at 2 yards away with these Marksman pistols, and they're complaining and missing by a foot. I simply have not had those problems with the 1018. I'll just say it like that. Not only is it better looking than the original Marksman, I just have not had those problems. I would like to thank Daisy and the 340 because I got a lot of experience on that BB pistol, and that helped here. Okay, so all right, so now let's talk about other things. Now, obviously, again, it's smooth now, and I use a good lubricant. But let's take a look at the loading area and talk about this. These are things you need to know. Okay, so you do have to charge the handle, and then you get up in here, push forward on that. Okay, and I'm going to get a little closer here than some of the other videos. It's the nature of the channel. I do the watch repairman thing. So let's get a light on there. Okay, so that is your loading area. And one thing I want to say right now, I agree with one scathing review, unfortunately, that I have to agree with. This is not a pellet gun. Okay, so you see the breech there. Here, let me hold it right there. You see the breech right there. Okay, you see that. Oh, and it does close down by itself. Ugh. You see the breech right there, and then the loading port for BBs. Okay, so let's go over that. It's so your BBs go in here like that. And sometimes they'll land in that seal. There is a seal there. Let me get more light on that again. There is a seal there. And there, let me get in a little closer. There we go. Okay. There we go. There is a seal there, and sometimes a seal will, or the BB will get caught in there when you're loading it, and you can just blow out. Literally just blow through the muzzle and it'll blow out. Also, what I want to point out while I'm up in your face like that with this is if you get a real BB jam, the beautiful thing about the Marksman design, you can just run a little rod or coat hanger, that's what I usually do, and just pop it out. No disassembly required. So that's pretty cool. There are some remarks I have to make while we're here. This is not a pellet gun. I was all excited to get this because I was thinking, oh, BBs and pellets, oh, it's going to be better than a 340. This is not a pellet gun. So it does not have the power. It's actually about 3/4 as powerful as a Daisy 340. So please think carefully about that. It can punch through one side of a pop can using the tricks I use for the Daisy 340 that can get through the whole thing. So it's just about 3/4 of the way there. Okay, so use it only as a BB gun. Darts, I'm not going to go into that. It's not a pellet gun. I know how to get accuracy with light pellets. It simply does not have the juice for that. Okay, so anyway, so that closes down. As far as the actual, here, let me bring that over here. There, I got a good spot for this now. Okay, as far as the actual barrel length, it is 2 inches and 3/4. So not bad. Almost the 340 is a touch over 3 inches. So that's not too bad. Okay, so we just close that up. All right. Now, so those are the things you need to know. And let's talk about the overall accuracy of this. Okay, now this is one of the prouder moments. It doesn't look like much of a trophy, but it's a can, and I set that at 5 yards. Yes, for people who know the Marksman platform, I did it at 5 yards with the 1018. I'm not going to speak on the old ones, but with the 1018, I fired 5 shots. I hit it 3 times. I mean, that's roughly, you know, depending, that 340 would do that too. And I hit here, and I hit here. And the tricks I came up with for these carnival pistols is I fill it with water and flatten out the front. Okay. And so at 5 yards at measured, I hit it 3 times. Unfortunately, those spots, the Daisy 340 would have done the same thing. And when I hit flat on that flat side, I punched through the front. So that is one dead pop can. And I can just tell you over and over again from any sane range is that it can punch through one side, the Marksman here, but it can't get through the can. At 6 yards, a Daisy 340 can punch through the whole thing. But it's not bad. It's still pretty good. And I'm very proud of that. I also want to make it clear that maybe in time, shooting at 5 yards will be more normal. But that was like a really good shooting session or group where I fired 5 shots, hit it 3 times, and punched through it once. Maybe it'll get easier in the future as it breaks in. What I will say for you, so I don't build up too high expectations, is you basically want to use this at the sweet spot's 3 to 4 yards. I'm actually getting really good at 4. I basically 90 to 100% accuracy on cans at 3 yards. 2 yards is ridiculous. This is too dangerous. So I'm sorry for the guys that don't think you can do that, but I'm telling you, I did it. You can do it. 3 to 4 yards right now, with 4 yards looking pretty good. Again, 3 out of 5, that type of thing. And I just did a test where I was punching through the front of the can pretty well, but it can't get through the can. But not bad. It's a dead can. So anyway, hopefully that helps you out. Please follow the directions. Also, I would say use Daisy BBs, all the lessons I learned on the 340. This does come with a really exquisite Marksman BBs, but I'm going to use that in a better gun. Those are great BBs, but I would just go with a standard Daisy BB. They work so well on my 340, and they look good here too. And yeah, so if you lube up and you take your time, as I said at the beginning of the video, you will have a good time. And in time, I may be able to step this back to 5 yards with more accuracy. But thank you, and I would seriously advise you to get this pistol. It's a beautiful pistol. And also, we need to go over the grip. I came up with a special grip for this. It's a handgun grip, but not widely used. I put my finger in front, push it against my hand, and then rest my thumb on the faux slide release there. There's a faux slide release right here. And so, sorry, it is right there. I rest a thumb there. That's your real slide release for this product. But so finger here, I press it into my palm, and then thumb right here, and then I shoot like that. Okay, so thumb up there and finger there, and not press too hard, just enough. And that is a very firm grip, and it's so good and give me such quick accuracy with this gun. I'm using it on my 340, and I'm shooting at 5 and 6 yards with that one. So as far as head-to-head against a 340, I don't want to take up time on the video with that. I'd send the written section, so please read there. And I love it, and so I would advise you getting it. Also, the advantages: no feeding problems, no BB feeding failures, and no premature breakage that I've heard of. So anyway, so thank you, and I hope you do give this gun a try, and if you follow what I said, you'll get quick results. Okay, thank you.